Hello everyone. Hello. Good evening. I'm audible, right? Just confirm in the chat box if I'm audible. Hello, hello. Hello Akash. Hello Chan. Good evening. Good evening to all. So I hope I'm audible, right? Please confirm in the chat box, guys. Fast. Hello. Okay. Hello Dilsad. Hello Praveen. Hello Cham. Okay. So did you find that answer? Did you find that answer? Did you find that answer of the question which I asked? The quiz question. Did you guys got the answer? Let me share my screen. Okay. Just confirm in the chat box when the screen is visible, right? Okay. Just confirm. Okay. Hello. Hello. Yeah. So I was asking, did you got the answer of the quiz, the question that I asked? Did you guys got the answer? Okay. Yeah. That also, just give me a sec. Okay. Wait. Get this thing first. Yeah. Yeah. So did you guys got the answer? Okay, submitted. No, not the assignment. Not the assignment. The quiz question I was talking about. Quiz question. Did you got the answer of the quiz? Okay. So let me start. So this is day 3 of the session. Okay. So please confirm. Screen is visible, right? Is my screen visible? Yeah, it should be. So here again, you have to mark the attendance, right? Although I'll be reminding you guys in the before ending the session. Okay. So few things. Just remember to mark the attendance. Okay, before going off the session. And here is this assignment as well. Okay, I'll tell you afterwards. Let's start with the class first. Okay, so this is the day 3. And did you guys got the? No, I'm talking about the quiz question, right? I'm talking about the quiz question. Did you got the answer for that? I asked about how to optimize the bubble sort. Okay, I'll be quick, right, Inka? Okay, so I had this particular. Wait. Sorry, I don't want to debug. Okay, I'll copy the whole thing and just wait. Okay, so here this is the whole code. Okay, so here what I wanted from you guys is how we can optimize this. Because if my array is already sorted, this is not the optimized solution, right? For the bubble sort, obviously not in the linear sort. Good evening. So can you guys tell me what is the answer for this? How we can optimize this particular solution, this bubble sort? Although it is going to be n square, right? In the worst case. So we talk about the time complexity. Okay. So it is actually we are looping over like n square times. I mean one for one n for this and one n for another loop. Okay, inside it. But what is the way? If my array is already sorted, still it is going to take n square. But I don't want that. What is the possibility? How we can optimize it? They didn't even got the answer. Did you try to solve it? Just confirm in the chat box, guys. Fast. Did you guys got the answer? Insert a flag variable in the for. Exactly. That's correct. So we can have a flag variable, which means, as I told you, in the first iteration, if you already have some swapping, obviously is going to happen if your array is not sorted right at some point. If your array is sorted in the first iteration, no swapping will be done. Okay. So that we can have a track for that. Okay. Which will tell us, like, let's suppose I can have a variable, right? So in the starting, I can have a variable, let's suppose boolean swap equals to false. So you can have a normal counter also. Okay. So you can just check for the counter. If your counter is greater than like 0, which means some swapping has been done. Okay, you don't know, right? You don't know which place आपका कौन सा element sort नहीं था that is sorted, but in the first go or the first iteration, your array is not sorted. Okay, so we cannot end it there only. Okay, so here we have to use one statement, that is your conditional, like kind of breaking statement, right, which will break from the loop. Okay, we don't want to go further if my array is already sorted. Still, we have to check. Okay, we have to go for n times. I mean, one iteration will happen, so it will be order of n. Okay, I'll show you how. So when we are entering this loop, right, swapped is false. So what we have to do is first in here at this position, swapped would be false only, or you can just remove from here. Define in this. Okay, so we have a swapped variable which is going to track if any swapping is done inside this loop or not. Okay, because the second for loop is responsible for swapping the elements if the elements are not sorted. Okay, so here what we have to do for the certificate, Astos, you have to just complete the assignments, and that attendance is going to be 50%, right? Afterwards, you can get the certificate from the same link. It is there in the description box. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to check for a simple condition. Okay, after this particular loop, because if my swapped is false, okay, and in here what we have to do, actually in this place, when the swapping is done, right, what you can do is, let's suppose in here swap is false. Yeah, so here if some swapping is done already, so I can say swap equals to true, right? Here I can just say swap equal to true, and after this loop I can have, let's suppose like this. So if not swapped, or you can say, I'll say this be swap is equals to false, which means nothing happened, right? Nothing happened into this particular for loop, which means everything looks sorted, right? So what we can do, we can simply break from here. This break statement will end this for loop as at this point only. It will not check for further conditions. Let's say if I am comparing this elements, right, let's suppose this is not sorted right now. If I sort this particular array and try to use again our algorithm, try to use this bubble sort on it, so it will run and it will go for n square, but we don't want that if my array is sorted. So in the first go, if no swapping is done, this will swap, will not be any time, will not be any true. Okay, it will be false only. So here if my swapped is false, which means nothing, actually nothing changed. If nothing changed means already something is like all the elements are sorted. In that case we can even skip other conditions or other iterations, right? This is the optimization, like optimized bubble sort. In the sense, this is, it can be performed in the best case, which means if your array is sorted, this can perform in order of n, right? So this is the answer. Anyone have any doubt in here? So we use the swapped, right? Afterwards we will start with the recursion. I was just revising this topic. Okay, okay, is it clear? Hello Gaurav, hello. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Just confirm in the chat box. Do you have any doubt? See, the question was from the last session, we have the sorted array already, but we don't want to go for n square. In the bubble sort, we want to make it order of n if my array is sorted. Okay, this is only the case when the array is sorted. Okay, it will not break your other conditions, right? Let's suppose if I simply run this, firstly this is going to sort your array, right? In here you get the sorted array, the second one is the sorted array. But if my array is already sorted, okay, in here still it will take only order of n. It will not check all the conditions. Okay, that's why. So in the break entire, yeah, exactly. In the break statement, entire execution, no. See, the outer loop is breaking. Okay, I'll show you. See, this is kind of important. So you have to see the blocks. Okay, everywhere. This is not even important here. This is kind of important and normal statements also, right? I'll show you. See. So in this, if you can see, we have this for loop. I don't know why this indentation breaks in here. So you have this a for loop, and this is the outer loop. Okay, I'll show you this one. So this is the outer loop, this one, and this is the inner loop. So after the inner loop, you have, see, this is the inner loop block. Okay, you are comparing or making this condition after the this J loop. Okay, there is one more loop in here. Okay, I forgot that. So there is one more loop which is for this one, first one. So this one. Okay, it is inside the for loop, but the outer loop, and outside the normal inner loop. Okay. Afterwards, we are checking if the swap is still equals to false. This is the condition we are comparing. Okay. So if my swap variable, which was declared every time outside the J loop, it was declared false every time. But if any swapping happens, it will be true. Okay. And if swap is true, we don't want to like break. We want to just continue, right? So this condition will be false if my swap is true. Okay. And will still continue. Okay. Still, it will check and compare the elements. As soon as nothing sorting, like nothing swapping of the elements or any consecutive elements happens, it will be like breaking out from this loop. Simple. Okay. That's what is happening. So it will break from this for loop directly. It will not go further. Okay. And today we are going to make a calculator, right, the project. So that will be kind of design problem, that how we have to define one by one step. Okay. They will see how we can take the inputs also. I guess you already know how we can take the inputs. And okay. So we will be getting, I guess, at 7:30 or something. Okay. Yeah, and that obviously the progress should be 50%, right, to get the certificate. Okay, I hope this is clear, right? So what this break statement does, it will simply break out this of this outer for loop. Okay, inner is also obviously like outer. This particular if is outside the this for block. Okay, it will break from this for loop. Okay, and if you had any other for loop, right, let's suppose if you had any other for loop before this one, so it will not break from here. This only will break, right? Not all for loops will be going outside or be like abandoned after this. Okay, only the one outer for loop, right? That's how it works. So today we're going to see, let's suppose before that, someone asking about the recursion, right? That's kind of important obviously in the DSA. So let's see that. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is this recursion? There is a term recursion, not in Java, in general in other languages also we have this term. What is recursion? What is this recursion? Can you guys tell me? What's the normal definition or any example? What is recursion? What is recursion, guys? Fast. This is clear, right? This is clear. What we have done, we have actually. I'm just giving the answer of my last question. Okay, calling itself, which repeats itself. Okay, okay, and a function it calls itself. Okay, okay. So is it like the for loop? Is it like the for loop? I mean, if the function is calling itself and it is being repeating, right? For loop means what? Loop means repeat, right? What does it mean? It means repeat. So it is it same like the for loop? Is it same like the for loop or something is different? Okay, that's correct. A function that calls itself, that's totally correct. MJ, you are saying this is exactly like same like the for loop or something is different in recursion? Is there anything which is different in the like for loop and that's different in the exactly like, so it can be called directly or indirectly. That's actually the total answer. Okay, so it is like I'll show you with a simple statement. Okay, let me have just go on this VS Code only. So today we have to actually make one project, right? So I'll be just explaining the topic. Okay, I'll be explaining with an example, obviously. So we'll not take much time in this one, but I hope you'll able to get it right, whatever we are trying to do. Okay, in general. So let's suppose if not or not in the main, I'll create a separate method. Okay, so method, I hope everyone knows what is method or function. A block, right, which can be invoked or called by the name, function name. Okay, so I'll just make it static and let it be, let's suppose void only. Okay, let it be void and the function name. So this is the simple declaration of a function. Okay, it can be like this as well. Okay, there will be nothing any compile time error for this statement. Okay, it can be like this. This is the definition. Okay, but obviously we can have statements. So what I wanted in here, if I say, let's suppose if I'm simply printing hello world. Okay, let's suppose if I'm printing hello. Okay, so I'm not going to run this because this is kind of infinite times call stack, right? So obviously it is going to overflow, right? That stack will overflow. Okay, I'll tell you what happens. Let's suppose if I'm doing like this. So first tell me, is this recursion? If you're able to see this function print and I'm calling this print in the main, obviously. So you cannot directly run the print, right? If you have just written like this and you have nothing in the main, nothing will work. Okay. Uh, okay. What happened here? Variable declaration to complete. What happened? What happened in here? Okay, this is the local variable declaration. What is that? Okay, let it be parent function. Anything. Okay, so just tell me first this. Is this recursion or something else? Is this recursion? Okay, what is in here? Local variable. Why do we have to create a local variable for this? Okay, okay, just let it be. I don't know what does. Okay, it's fine now. Yeah, I guess it didn't solve the file. So function line number should return indirectly. No, no, no. I'm asking, is this recursion? Is this particular code from line number 5 to 8? Is this recursion? This be fast, right? We don't have time for this. We have to start the project as well. So is this recursion? Is this particular function is a recursion? It won't be recursion. It won't be recursion. Okay. Naveen, can you tell me like why it is not a recursion? Why it is not a recursive function? All I'm not going to run because this VS code will break, right? It cannot handle all this infinite type of things. Although I'll tell you the simple example. So, Naveen, I'm like, are you confused with this? I'm asking about this, right? I'm calling this print function obviously in the main, then only it will work. But can you tell me why this is, I mean, you're saying this is not recursion. I'm not sure about that. You have to ask from the admin, right? It it is called by main once. No, no, no. See, we are confused with that. See, that's why, right? So some of you guys telling a function which calls itself is called a recursion, right? See, here we are calling this, but afterwards, this is the recursion, right? See, why it is not recursion? Because see, in here, I mean, if you're saying that, in here we are calling this print function, so it will go in here, okay, in general. So afterwards, what will happen? It will print hello like for the first time, and afterwards again it will call itself, then again it will go on this top, again it will call print hello, then again it will go like same thing will happen again and again. So what we are missing in here, if you have already just gone through the recursion, what we are missing, what we are missing in here, this is like kind of infinite, right? And it will break your this my compiler as well. Okay, so this cannot handle this. So can you tell me what we are missing in here? What is the particular term which you are missing in here? Condition, right? What we call that condition in general? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I hope you got. I thought you didn't see this one. Okay. Yeah, it's correct. So base condition, exactly right. So there should be a base condition for a recursion. So recursion in general, see, first you have to understand. I'll show you the call stack how it works. Okay, that's kind of important because see, recursion is like a bit complex than normal your statements or your data structure. Okay, in recursion is not data structure. That is a kind of condition which happens. Okay, so in this particular topic is kind of easy. Okay, if you understand in that way, if you have the idea how that call stack works. Okay, see, it will take time. You have to solve few more questions on this to get a grasp of this on this particular topic, right? It will not be like in one question or two question you'll be able to understand recursion, but I'll try to explain, okay, in a simpler way, what is this recursion, how it works. That's more important. You don't have to worry about the code, how it is working. That's more important, right? That's the first part. So first, we know about this term that recursion means calling a function directly or indirectly. Okay, both the cases. Here we are calling this function. Here it is not recursion, but here it is a recursion, right? Although this is direct recursion. See, actually divided into two parts, right? This is the example. I'm not going to tell with this example. Yeah. So we don't have any print function. So what I was saying, we need a base condition. Okay. So, okay, let me have this particular function. Just remove from here. Let me go through here. Okay. I'll just tell you what happens. Okay. See, for this particular function, we have this, we don't have any statement, so it will run kind of like infinite. Why? Because it will print once, okay, then again this function is going to call, again it will print like second time, again it will going to call itself again, right? This will happen continuously. Okay, it will not break. Obviously it is going to break when your stack or the stack or call stack gets overflowed. Okay, then it will going to break, your compiler is going to break. Okay, not this recursion. Okay, this is kind of infinite. We don't have any base condition. So in recursion, the one of the most important thing is your base case, okay, or the base condition. Okay, that you guys told me. So in here we have to see. So here what we have to do, first thing, the important thing is the base case. Okay, what is this base case? The condition, or you can say the condition required to stop the function call. Okay. What do I mean by function call? You can say that recursion, we want to stop at a particular point. Okay, that is the base case, which is kind of important. So when we are solving any question, right? Let's suppose I'll ask you from you only. Let's suppose, I hope you remember, this is the simplest one, factorial of a number, right? This is the simplest. We can do with the for loop, obviously. We can see with the for loop as well. This is quite easy. Okay, so factorial of a number, okay, which means if I have written 5 factorial, which means 5, this is simple maths. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so starting with this number till 1, you have to multiply, and whatever the result is, I guess that's 120. So that is the factorial of a number. Okay, so if I have an input or any number, I have to calculate the factorial. So I can do this with a normal for loop, right? You guys remember about this factorial, right? How it works? Hello, you're able to get this right? Just write in the chat box. Remember about the factorial of number, how we calculate the factorial? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's the base condition. I'm not talking directly about the base condition. That is the example. Okay, so in this case, we have to break it at somewhere. Okay, let's suppose if I wanted to print hello 5 times, so I can have a condition or I can have a parameter. I'll show you in this one. Okay, it will be clear. So in this, what we have to do, we have to find first. Okay, first see this. You should try for normal statement. Okay, because see, you cannot directly think of the recursive approach, but as soon as you are trying to solve it linearly, right, without the recursion, you'll able to get it that this particular statement cannot, although this can be solved with a normal for loop. Okay, obviously, let's suppose if I'm going like this, and if I say n, okay, let be one, not this. Okay, like this, and close in here. So what you have to do, you have to just a simple fact equals to fact into I. This is the simple factorial of the number, right? Simple with the for loop. So it can be done with the for loop. But let's suppose if I want to do it recursively. So one of the main statements or one of the main important points in the recursion is breaking into sub problems. Okay, that's the important term. So breaking into sub problems and then solving that sub problems. Again, it will happen. It will repeat again and again until you reach the base condition. Okay, so few terms related to the recursion. First is calling itself directly or indirectly. Then you have to find the base condition and you have to break into the sub problems. Okay, so see, this is nothing but a normal maths, right? If you remember, for 5 factorial, I can do like this. So 5 times 4 ka factorial, right? You can deduce this, right? Obviously, it's a simple maths. I don't know the actual derivation of this, but yeah, this is how it works. Okay. And if you have to calculate 5 into 4 ka factorial, it will be nothing but 5 times 4 into 3 ka factorial, right? That's how it works. So if I just say it in a generic way, n ka factorial is nothing but n times n minus 1 ka factorial. Simple maths, right? I'm not teaching maths, but this is, let's suppose this is the normal case. So you have to make the cases like this. If you have this question, you have to simply just think of that approach or some particular expression which can be deduced into the normal sub problems. So here what is happening, to get the n factorial, you have to first get the n minus 1. Same goes for this n minus 1. If you have to get the n minus 1 factorial, it will be nothing but n minus 1 multiply n minus 2 ka factorial. Okay, so this is how we are breaking the problems. Okay, that's important in the recursion. If you have to solve any question with the recursion, okay, so first you have to think about the not directly not the base condition. You have to think about the that statement. Okay, how we can break into the smaller sub problems. In this case, because this is like simplest one. So in this case, how we can break it? Let's suppose if you have any number n and have to calculate the factorial of that. So we already know that we already know about this. Okay, this is quite easy because if you have seen factorial of number, it is written like this: n factorial equals to n times n minus 1 ka factorial. Okay, we can see directly it is kind of reduced into the sub problems. It means if I have n ka factorial, I want the answer for this. If I had the answer for n minus 1 ka factorial, okay, and for getting n minus 1, I need to get the n minus 2 ka factorial. Okay, and where it will end, it will end when I get this n equals to 1. Okay, or either 0, whatever you want to go. So this 1 ka factorial we already know. Okay, so there are few hypothetical the answers, right? You can say for this factorial, which is 0 ka factorial is 1, 1 ka factorial is obviously 1. Okay, so when we reach 1 or either 0, right, we can go for both the conditions. If you reach 0, you get the answer, right? Because even if you reach 0 and if you say factorial, we know the answer, because we cannot deduce this further. Okay, it cannot be deduced further. So 0 factorial is 1. Okay, so this is the particular base condition. Either you can just stop at 1 or you can stop at 0, right? So we have to solve the sub problems. Okay, that's how we break it, and that's how you're going to solve the this using the recursive approach, right? So I hope you remember this one. Okay, this is not tough. This is simple maths of the high school, right? Even in lower. So let's solve this one. Okay, I'll just jump on this. I'll create one function. Okay, so let it be static, and this is going to return an integer number. So I'll say int, and I'll take a number. Okay. So what I have to do, see, I'll call with the actual number for which I want the factorial, right? Let's suppose if I wanted factorial of 10, so I'll be calling this function like this, fact of 10. Okay, although we have to pass into the system.print, otherwise it will not run. So fact of 10, see this n colon is just a VS Code extension, don't confuse with this part. Right, even if I just remove it, right, it will automatically have this. So ignore that one. That's just the extension. Okay, it creates it and times this 10 and all. So yeah, exactly. So I hope you got the base condition. If you know about the factorial, just like the factorial, even in any question, you have to think in the same approach, right? That's important in recursion. Otherwise, you'll be stuck. Okay. If you don't able to get that expression, see, we have a lot of like kind of algorithms, you can say, or the process by which we solve the recursion. So we have a tabular approach. We have your the that matrix approach, you can say, and then we have a memoization. Okay, obviously like optimizing the recursion, but with the memoization we can deduce those statements, because if you get that particular n times n minus 1, right, that's how recursion is solved. Okay, because recursion is nothing, actually it takes time, right? We recursion is not a better approach, but sometimes we don't have any solution, we have to just go for the recursion only, right? See, here we have the solution. I'm just telling you the example, okay, not for the fact. Factorial can be like obviously obtained with the for loop, but I'm just explaining the examples. Okay, so the important part is the base condition and your particular how you're devising the expressions. Okay, so think of that approach. Let's suppose I'm not directly jumping into that. What I have to do in here, let's suppose I know the base condition. If my n is equals to 0, or okay, n equals to 1. See, either you can have n equals to 0. I'm just going with this condition because somewhere you will see n equals to 1, or somewhere you will see n equal to 0, right? And remember one more term, when I just write return, it means I'm returning from this particular function. Okay, no more execution of other statement after this particular line. It will execute, it will just return from here with the 1. Okay, someone gets confused in this part, I'll explain with the call stack, don't worry. And if it's not the case, what you have to do, you have to return n times just the same expression I'm using, fact of n minus 1. That's it. Okay, this is actually kind of head recursion, right? But which is working. So see, there is approach which is like divided into head and tail recursions. We're not going for that. Just stick with this part. Okay, so I'll show you how it works. Right, let me save it somewhere. Let's suppose end the answer equals to fact of 10. Let's suppose. Okay, let it be 5 because I know the answer of this 5 factorial. Okay, and let me print this. Okay, I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain with a dry run. Not take much time into this, but yeah. Okay, so remember the 2-3 points, right, which is important in here is first your how the base condition is going to work, and before that, see, we are getting 120, right? Let me show with some log also. The factorial of you can say the n equals to, let's see, this plus is again the concatenation operator, nothing else, right? Let me clear the console. I'll show you again. So when I run this, I'll get 120. Factorial of n equals to 120. Let's change this number to 10. So the answer will be different. I run it again. Factorial of n. See, I'm not replacing this n right now. So it is 362 at like so much of number, right? Again, remember the point. You have to tackle the test cases as well. So you have to store the particular data type, right? That's obviously the advanced part. When you are going to solve the advanced questions, you have to take care how much space that integer can hold, because factorial of like 100 or like those numbers bigger than that, it cannot be stored in the integer, right? That's 32-bit. So you have to use long for that. Even long cannot have that. You have to use mod. Okay, that's the like other part you can see in the advanced DSA when you're going to learn. Okay, so what we have seen in this part, we are getting this. Okay, I'll show you how it runs. Okay, actually I have to make project, so I'm not going to take much time. But just tell me, is this clear about the base condition at least? What is this base condition in this factorial? Is it clear? Why written? Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm going to explain this one only. Okay, see. So this is the fact. Okay, this is the function. I am going to tell you with the call stack. Okay, exactly how it works. Right. So this is called as the stack space, or you can say call stack. Okay, just stick with me for this, and we will able to get how it works. Okay, so this is the call stack in here. See, so what we are doing, we are calling this with number fact 5, let's suppose. Okay, I'm not going with larger number. Fact 5. Okay, I'm calling this function. So what happens? This compiler will go and look up for this function name fact. It will check one argument. It is okay, 5. N ka value is 5. Okay, so it will check for this condition. Just stick with me. Okay, just notice in here. So if n equals to 0, n equals to 1, is it correct? No, right? N is 5. When we call the function first time, which means fact of 5, when we are calling this, okay, this is in the stack. Okay, until it returns, this is not being removed from the call stack. That's the behind the scene. So my this n is 5, it is not this equal to 0 or 1. So this condition is false for the first time, for the first fact of 5. So it will not return anything. Okay, this condition will skip. So you'll return what? N times fact into n minus 1. Okay, so it will be like something like this. So fact 5 की वैल्यू जान दो क्या होगी, ऐसे कुछ 5 times into fact of 4. Okay, जैसे ही fact of 4 आता है, ठीक है, what happens is, so when we are getting this fact of 4, this again is going to pass into the call stack. Call stack is nothing but whenever we're calling the function in Java, it tracks the function name and you can say the particular space it will create. Okay, that's why recursion is kind of costly in terms of space, because it takes space in the call stack. For loop doesn't take, right? That's I was asking. So that is the difference. See, it works like a loop, but it is not exactly a loop. It takes more space. Okay, that is the difference. So here we have this fact of 4. This value still here. Okay, you didn't get the value. It returned this, but it means when you are seeing this fact again, it will call how? It will call with n minus 1. N was 5. So now it is going to be 4. That's why I'm saying fact of 4. Fact of 4 again in the call stack. अब इसका value क्या होगा? N equal to 0, not equal to 1. This condition is false, right? Return 1, nothing will happen. Again, it will return what? 4 into, okay, just remember the argument, what it is happening. Fact of 3, right? That's what is happening. So fact of 3 again, going to call in the call stack. So fact of 3. Okay, again it will happen what? 3 times fact of, say, why we are doing this 3 times? Because this particular if statement is not correct, because our n is 3, 4, 5 right now. Okay, so it is going to call fact of 2. Again, this fact of 2 in the this call stack. Okay, sorry for that. Oops. What's happening? Okay, this is fact of 2. Again, it is going to call with 2 times fact of 1. Okay, now I have given this OR condition, so it will like stop at this point. I'll show you how. Okay, this is important right now when we are hitting the base condition. Okay, now let's see. So when the fact 1 is called, okay, which means when you come on the statement, right, return n into fact of 1, this fact is again going to call itself with what argument? N equals to 1. Okay, I mean here it is 2 minus 1, which means that is nothing but 1. So here n is going to be 1. Okay, now this, just look on this condition. N equal to 0? No. N is equal to 1? Yes. We have used what? OR. Okay, we have used the OR comparison operator. So 1 true will make this condition hold true. Okay, so you'll return what? 1. It means when your fact 1 will return, right? When, see, it will be in the call stack space, but it will return what? It will return 1. Okay, it will return from here. Now this particular return is not going to happen. Means recursion जो आपका चल रहा था, like loop में, it is going to break at this point when n is equal to 1. और वो return क्या कर रहा है? It returns a single value which is 1. Which means अब देखो आपको क्या करना है? Now you have to just see this particular thing. So fact of 1 ने क्या return करा? 1 return करा. Now this is going to store in here. So fact of 1 is nothing but 1. Okay, just see this particular flow, right? You are able to sort it out. Just see. So 2 into 1 is again what? 2. Now fact 2, अब देखो fact 2 अभी return नहीं किया है, but now it is going to return. Means जब भी आपने fact 2 चलाया था ऐसे fact 2, so इसने return क्या करा था? Return 2 times fact of 1, right? ये उसने return करा था कि नहीं? अब आपको fact of 1 में आप इसको replace कर दो 1 से, because fact of 1 is nothing but 1. Simple maths है यार, ठीक है? Simple maths है. So fact of 1 is nothing but 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. मतलब कि your fact of 2 is returning what? It is returning 2, a single number, not a function. Okay, it is returning true. Now this 2 is going to pass in the fact of 2, right? अब बस आपको क्या करना है? You have to just put the values. Okay, जो भी function return कर रहा है, you have to just put the values. So again 3 times 2 what? ये fact 2 हट जाएगा. It is going to be 2 because आपको 2 मिला है, ठीक है, ऊपर से. Now 3 times 2 is 6. So this fact of 3 is going to return 6, going to pass into the fact of 4. ठीक है, मतलब कि 4 into 6, again it is going to be 24. Now your this see all this particular function is removed from the call stack. जब भी उसका काम खत्म हो गया वो यहाँ से हट जाएगा, ठीक है. Now when we are hitting the fact 4, you'll get 24. Okay, this particular number it will return to the fact of 5. अब fact of 5 आपने जब भी कॉल करा था, ठीक है, it was 5 times fact of 4, right? So 5 into 1, sorry, 24. That is nothing but 120. Okay, so you have to just see the call stack. Okay, you have to just see the call stack, how it works. Simple maths है. जब भी वैल्यू निकलती है फंक्शन से, you have to simply replace that value with the function name. Okay, for just understanding obviously. और ये जब भी यहाँ से निकलेगा वैल्यू रिटर्न करेगा, it is going to be removed from the call stack. Okay, that's how it works. Obviously garbage collector उसको हटा देगा वहाँ से because it has returned its value. ठीक है, अब देखो ऐसे ही काम कर रहा है like in a reverse order. So आपके सारे वैल्यूज स्टोर रहते हैं one by one. Now one function is sorted, means it has returned the value. It will just remove from the call stack, passed on the other function. Same thing is going to repeat until we reach the last function in the call stack. That is fact of 5. वो रिटर्न क्या करेगा? 120. Okay, again recursion ended. आपका इंड कहाँ पे होता? 1 पे इंड करा था उसने, ठीक है. लास्ट में आके फैक्ट ऑफ 5 आपको ये वैल्यू देती है. थोड़ा सा उल्टा सा स्टेप है, ठीक है, बट हाउ इट दिस हाउ इट वर्क्स एंड इज इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इज इट क्लियर? थोड़ा टाइम चला गया इसमें, बट या इज इट क्लियर? Let's make the question first. So okay, see, you'll get the certificate afterwards. Okay, don't worry, you'll get the certificate afterwards. Just tell me, do you have any doubt in this? Anyone have any doubt in this one, how this call stack is working? See, this is kind of not the advanced, but yeah, this is the basic part. So just let me know, anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt? Just let me know, please. Be fast. Okay, so today we have to make one calculator, right? That's the project I wanted to tell you how it is going to work. Okay, so we have to first design few statements and just look for this particular line, right? Anyone have any doubt in this recursion? Just let me know. Okay, ये समझ में आया क्या? Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, no doubt. Okay, great. ठीक है. So let's start with this calculator. Okay, so this is obviously the normal. We cannot making the UI. It will be like simply console based calculator. Okay, but here we'll try to cope up with some conditions. Okay, obviously where, let's suppose first let me have the white main. Okay, I'll show you in between. So few statements you have to see. That is your break and how we take the input. Okay, for the input that is quite easy. So you have to simply import your Java dot util dot scanner. Okay. So this is for like getting the like input, okay, from the user, because we want the input from the user. I'll not be making it static, so it is going to be kind of dynamic, and we are going to handle few cases. Okay, that's important. So just stick with me for that, and any doubt in here you can ask. Okay, for this particular recursion, see, it will take time. You have to, I mean, if you didn't got the point, just again try to stop and again just see this video, right, and try to understand what happens here. Okay, the important points you should remember, and that is going to help you, okay, with the recursion. Few points which I have told you, right? So let's start with this calculator. In general, I'm not going with the complex calculations, right? Simple arithmetic calculations, but we are going to handle few things, right? So the first part is, let's suppose if I'm asking the user for the input. Okay, any doubts still here? Any doubts still here? Just let me know. Okay, so in here, first what we have to do is, first obviously we have to ask the from the user, right? For that, I have this scanner class. Okay, so this is the scanner class into the util package. Scanner class have few objects, okay, and methods to take the input from the user. Okay, so in Java, compiler doesn't know what you're like typing, right? Whatever the keyboard key you're hitting, so either the character or integer, we have to define it. Okay, so every time you're hitting the enter, by default, like if you're pressing the keyboard keys, by default it takes as a string, but we have to say it, right? We have to tell the compiler we are taking the integer, right, as an input. Okay, for that we have to just see few methods. Okay, those who don't know, so let's suppose I have created the object of a scanner, and like simple step, see there is a buffer reader, but the like syntax of the buffer reader is quite complex, so I prefer scanner, it works better way. Okay, so okay, why every time I write like this it says undefined. Okay, I guess it is going to be sorted right afterwards. Okay, so let's suppose what we have to do, we have to simply ask the user from the like for the input. Okay, let's suppose if I am just okay, in the starting I'll say I have a simple statement like you have entered in the application. Okay, firstly, see this is not a UI based, but I'll try to make it more dynamic, right? Let's suppose welcome to the application. Okay. Now in here afterwards, we have to ask the user for, let's suppose, okay. So what we can do right now, just let it be the easy part. We can have the some menu items, right? Let's suppose we have 4 to 5 operations. So if user is trying to type something else, we should give the proper output that this is not a provided options. Okay, you have to enter again. Okay, like those things. So right now, let's suppose if I'm simply okay, let me copy this out again. I have to write it. So let's suppose here we have the what you can say is, let's suppose the calculator. This one. Okay. So here I have, let's suppose, okay, I'll be not typing addition or something. I'll be like typing the number. So this is for, let's suppose, the addition, and this is for the, I'll just write subs, this is subtraction. Okay, and this is second. Suppose we have 3, which is you then be multiplication. Okay, then we have the division. Okay, so let it be 4. Afterwards, if I got time, I'll explain with the modulo or something. Okay, let's suppose we have 4 options, right? So in this 4 options, yeah, yes, okay, scan, sorry, use scan, yeah. So in here, we are simply asking for the user, like this is the particular options, just select one. Okay. So now after selecting this particular operation, user had to input 2 numbers. Okay, I'm just taking with the 2 numbers. Let's not make it more complex, but this is a simple design, right? Just understand the statement. We have to make a calculator in which user is trying to like input, let's suppose 2 numbers, and you have to perform 4 operations. Obviously not that easy one. We have to ask user until, right now we are making it kind of static. We have to ask the user until he exits the application. Okay, for that we have to see the kind of infinite loop. Okay, somewhere infinite loop is obviously used. Okay, now we are going to use it. Okay, let's see. So obviously we have to break, so again we have to use a break statement to break out the infinite loop, and like previously we used the return statement. Here we'll be using the break statement. Okay, you'll see. So now what we have to do is, let's suppose ask for the, let's suppose in here we have to ask for the choice. Any doubts still here? Any doubts still here? Okay. Yeah, obviously I see this is not like if you're talking about the recursion, obviously it's not that much interesting, right? It takes time to understand recursion. Okay. So let's suppose we have to enter a choice. Okay. We have to enter a choice, like obviously from this 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So user is going to enter a choice, and afterwards, what we can do is the input. Okay, so let's suppose this is the choice. Now we have to use that object of that scanner. Okay, so this is the scanner object. Here you have to pick a particular method, right? That is nothing but next end. Okay, so what this next end does, it will take whatever the string user is typing, but will take as a integer. By default, it will take as a string. Okay, so we have to specify the particular input type, that is a integer, right? That is the choice. Okay, so few conditions afterwards we can make, and let's suppose here we have the statement. Again, enter the, after the choice you have to enter the first number. Okay, let's suppose enter first number. It is sun dot, again the integer. I'm not taking any double values. You can have the double values if you want. Okay, it's up to you. And let's, okay. So after the second first integer, we'll have the second number. Okay, this is simple. I'm just asking the user for the input. Okay, just change the variable names. Let it be second number. Okay, so now we have the numbers. We have to specify the operation. Okay, so either you can use if else for this. The better way is you can use a other condition statement. So can you guys tell me what is this particular condition statement switch? So is this a condition when we are using a switch, or it is a another like method or something? What is the switch? Hash maps. See, hash maps can be used, but in the advanced case, let's suppose hash maps you can use in the optimizing the recursion, right? So hash map takes the complexity. Okay, hash maps takes the complexity of, you can say, let's suppose, let me just finish this first and I'll tell you. Okay, so hash maps takes the complexity to optimize the space, sorry, that time. Okay, it will take, let's suppose, order of n space or whatever the space you are taking. But in the recursion, let's suppose if you have solved a particular sub problem already, so generally we use a integer array, or let's suppose a like dp array we say. Okay, or you can have a matrix. Either you can use a hash map. Okay, it work in the same way. Also the matrix or the array is going to take a space, hash map also going to take a space, but it will work faster when you have to search for the key, because in the array also we use the indexes as the key. Okay, so that's how, like, that's about the time complexity. You have to like solve few questions, right? Then I can tell you more about the complexity and all those things. Okay, obviously not with the theoretical you cannot get much knowledge, you have to see. Okay, so let's start with this. I'm going to use switch. Okay, so I guess it already gave me this. Okay. So those who don't know, switch is just like a conditional statement, just like a if and else. Okay. So it will check for this key inside this case. This key is nothing but, for now, it is going to be our choice. Okay. So whatever we have entered, and this value, let's suppose if the case first is what? Addition, right? So if user has entered addition, what we have to do? We have the result. Okay, in here. So we have a result. For this result, we have to simply get this result equals to your first number plus the second number. Simple, right? Nothing else. Okay. Now we have to break. See, why we're using break? The problem is, if your case one matches and if you don't use break, right? If you have more cases, obviously we have to add at least four cases. Okay, for this, where this result and break. So this is going to be it's a, this is subtraction, right? Yeah, this is the subtraction, and let's copy this more times. And this is the case 3. I'll show you, okay, what happens in here. And if you don't use break, what will happen? Actually, it will continue even if this case matches or not. It doesn't matter. If your one case matches with this choice, so it is like a parameter. Choice is comparing with this 1 2 3 4. Wherever it matches, okay, and it will simply break of this particular switch. This is not a loop, but if you don't use a break, it will return all this whatever we have. Let's suppose if you have printed something, it will print, either you will have the result. Okay, that's how it works if you don't use break. And this is the default in this case. If none of the cases matches, okay, with this choice, so you have a default statement. Okay, let's suppose we have a statement in which what we can do, we can simply say user has entered a wrong choice. Simple, right? This is quite easy, but still this is not a kind of complete. Okay, this is simple. This is not kind of complete. So I guess this was the multiplication and this was the division. Now, can anyone tell me why it is not complete? Let's suppose if I entered for the 5, it will tell me obviously. For the 5, it will tell me in here, user has entered wrong choice. Okay, this is one of the basic, but we have to kind of improve it. Okay, so this is the wrong choice. It means if user has entered something, let's suppose minus, again minus, or maybe greater than 4. Okay, that's wrong choice. So this will obviously break from here, and afterwards we have to simply print the result, right? Obviously the output we have to print. So in this case, first one thing you have to see for the addition subtraction we don't have as such cases, but for the division, let's suppose if I'm typing the number 0, right? Will it work? Will your compiler this compiler can handle it? Your obviously this particular program is going to break. Okay, so we have certain conditions, few conditions you can make by your side. Okay, we can have more statements. I'll tell you with the division one. Okay, how we can optimize it. Still, this is static. This will work for the first time. Okay, only once it will work. Again, I have to run it. I want it to run continuously until user exits. Okay, first point we have to see, right? So this is a simple structure. However, this particular like behind the scene, how this calculator works, right? Afterwards, obviously, we have a print statement. In here, we can simply let's suppose have the system dot out print ln. In here, the result is, so you can pass simple that as well. Okay, that's it. So this result is okay. This is result. Okay. Here it is going to print the result, but is this the complete? Still, this is one of the basic one, right? We have maybe we have already created this type of thing. But what I wanted to ask in here, first make it let's make it let's run it for first time, then we'll see. Okay. So what does it say in here? Okay, one more thing is we have to check after the main. Let's close it. While we're doing this, I'll tell you this is just for the space. Even if you don't close the scanner, it will work. Okay. So let's run the program for once. This is obviously not complete. We have to make it complete. See, in the console, we are getting like this. Welcome to the application. We have 4 options. First, we have to enter the choice. Okay, it is stopped in here. So I have to enter a choice. Let's suppose I'm writing obviously the correct one. So the first number and the second number, I get the result is 46. Obviously it works and it is exiting the program, right? Again, I have to run it. So first thing we have to improve is I want continuously to get like type the inputs and get the output, right? Until I want to exit the program. Okay. So first thing is that first point you have to improve it in that way. Okay. Afterwards, again, let's again I have to run it. And let's suppose if I'm choosing this one, let's suppose division only. Okay. First number is 12. Then I'm typing this 0. Hit enter. Again, your program executed like after this one, but we got the error, right? This is actually the not a good way. Okay, obviously you're getting an error. So this is not a good way. We don't want any exception. Okay, so either we can use a try catch. Okay, that's the other part. Let's handle it with the if and else statement. Okay, so can anyone tell me how we can handle this before? I don't want this exception in the code. Okay, first let me convert into that infinite loop, then I'll tell you. So can anyone tell me how we can just handle this division, right? If I'm user is trying to enter second number as 0, this will not able to handle it. It will return. Okay, it will return from your code. It will exit. Obviously, that's why we're getting. I want to avoid it. Okay, with the if else, not the try catch. Okay, I hope you already know about the try catch. We don't want to go for that. Can anyone tell me? Yeah, it will. Yeah, exactly. So, can anyone tell me what will happen? What we need to do to avoid this divide by 0? What can be done? Just be fast. So in here, scanner, let it be once, and for making it like yeah, so we can use a while loop simply. Okay. So let's suppose we have a while loop, and in here, just tell me right in the chat box. I'm just making it kind of infinite way. Okay, so scanner is going to close and everything is going in the this particular while loop, right? Just tell me, first thing I have to check when I have to break right from here. So one more choice I have to give is the fifth one, to exit of this particular application. So how I can handle that 0, right? Just tell me that with the if condition. So before going or dividing it, okay, before going inside the switch, How I can avoid that with the if else statement? Just tell me that statement, particular statement. Zero is the bytecode of false. Zero zero, where we have zero. No, no, no. See, zero, obviously, yeah. See, you have to check if your the second number is zero, right? Simple. So we have to simply check if the second number is zero. We have to just continue the statement, right? You have to enter the particular, either the this choice you have to enter again, or you have to enter the particular operator again. Okay. So let's suppose till here it is okay, but this will not exit of the program. Okay, it will still run again and again. So this says you have to scanner is inside it. Not right. This is the while loop, and okay, but scanner, okay, let it be, right? Otherwise scanner is going to close and this will not take the input. Let it be. So first thing is you have to check if the exit, right? If you have the exit statement. So the first thing after the choice only, we have to make a condition. We have to compare choice is equals to 5. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to do break, right? Why it is break? Because I want to exit from the app, and if it's not break, it will continue asking the user, right, about the input, and this 2 number input, and after it will give the result, right? So till here it is okay, but for handling the divide by zero, now again we have the case. Okay, now again we have the case. So you can have a statement. Let's see how it works. So you have a statement in here. Exit from program. Okay. So I'll tell you how we can make it right now. Let's stick with this one. Okay. You can tell it, right? This is like a quiz. You can just try by yourself. I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you how it is going to work. You have to simply check a if condition. Okay, you can try it. Okay, you can try it. In here, we have to simply, it looks good. What else? For the choice, we already have like this. So one more thing we can do is also, if your choice is greater than 5, okay, or your choice is less than 1, then in this case, you have to continue. Why? Can anyone tell me why it is this? Why it is like this? Exactly. If b is equals to 0, exactly. If your second number is equals to 0, you can simply continue, right? Again, ask for the user. You cannot enter 0, right? Divide by 0 is not possible. So you'll not even hit this condition, because if you reach this point, second number by divide by 0, so exception will occur. You cannot avoid that. So before entering into the switch, we have to make a if statement. That is like just like a quiz. You can just do it. Right now I have made this one more condition. Okay, let's run the program now. Let's see what happens. So I've just click on run. Now we have asking for the choice. Let's suppose if I write 2 for the subtraction 23, and let's suppose 22. So we are getting result equals to 21. Again, it is asking for the input, right? We haven't get out of this particular infinite loop. Again, let's suppose if I say for the division, obviously it is going to break. Right now I'm not going to do that. So let be, again we got the result 3, right? So this is just a simple design statement. Okay, not a particular calculator. This is just a design statement. You can obviously improve it further. Again, let's suppose if I hint a 6, right? What happens? Let's see. Okay, I haven't printed, right, anything. Let me print and it will complete. Okay. So guys, any doubt in here? This is what we wanted. I hope you're able to understand the recursion, right? Uh, any doubts in here? Just let me know. Okay. And for that 0, you can obviously do that. Okay. For that 0, you can just check. Okay, you can have a simple check, just like a statement. I'm not going to make that. This is just like, so if I make a choice, let's suppose 6, it will say wrong choice. Again, it will ask for the input. Okay, again if I just enter -23, again it will ask for, it is wrong choice. We have to enter like this. Okay, so you can have a better statement, right? Just for time constant, I didn't make more statements in here, but yeah, that's how it is going to work. I hope it is clear. Any doubt? And yeah, before that, just remember this point. You have to mark the attendance, and 50% is like mandatory for the certificate, right? You'll be getting just after the session. So you have to mark the attendance like this, and assignment is just below that. Okay, that button. So just select whatever you wanted. Okay, in here, submit your attendance. Okay. One more thing, check out this B.Tech CSE program. This is quite cool. Okay, just check out. This is there in the description box. And one more thing is there is a postman collects the API collection and those bootcamp, right? That's quite knowledgeable. So that is given in the description box. Okay, that link is there. Just enroll into it, and it'll have a function. Okay, afterwards it'll be like you'll be getting more of knowledge how the API works and how we can use a postman. Okay, in the industries how it is being used, right? And one more thing. So there is a DSA program. Okay. So see, in the 3 days, we cannot learn all of those things. So there is a DSA program. Okay. You can just check on this one. And then there is a CC program. Okay. So just check out from here how this particular, whatever the, see in here, actually we have all the practical solutions, right? We are going to learn a lot of things, not in a theoretical way, but in a practical manner, right? So this is quite cool. This also you have a referral option. So if your friend enrolls into the CSC program, you'll be getting a MacBook or cash prizes, right? Even that is apart from this referral. This is again another referral. Okay. One more thing is if you like this particular session, right, make sure to subscribe the channel and like the video, share with your friends. Okay. And obviously, like we have seen recursion, generally people don't tell you how this thing internally works. So if you didn't understand those particular things, just again try to see this video. Okay, just see the diagram how it works, and you have to solve few more questions on that, right? Any doubts in here? Can't see where to download it. It will be like after this session only, right? That particular, I guess that the certificate will be getting on the same description box, right? It will be in the description box. See, you'll be getting certificate only if you have this progress bar 50%, right? That's also a constant. Okay. So yeah, I hope if you guys have any doubts, just let me know. Okay. Any doubt if you have, you can ask, or just make sure to like this video, right? Share with your friends and subscribe to the channel, right? I hope you enjoyed the session. Okay. You are able to learn few things, extra things. And this is the assignment. Okay, this simple string question. You can do it. Okay. See you guys then. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the session. Okay. Maybe there might be some issue. Okay. Admin can check it. Just be here for check it after 5 to 10 minutes, right? You'll be able to get it. Don't worry. Java DSA. See, I don't have much idea about this LMS. You can just ping on this Telegram, right? If you want to check how this Java DSA works or this LMS. I don't see. Midterm, I don't know about this LMS, right? I don't have right now. I don't have the access. Okay. Yeah, reload the page. Okay, if it works, reload the page. Okay. Like how was the session, right? I hope you enjoyed it. Okay. And for the recursion, please again see it. If you didn't, if it was fast, see that video again. Okay, this one, and you'll be able to understand. Okay. Make sure to mark the attendance, right? Please. Okay. Okay, guys. Then I hope you enjoyed the session. It was like nice meeting you all. Okay. Okay. Let's upgrade. I don't have that access right now. Okay. So no, if you don't have any doubts, make sure to revise this, right? Just remember to solve few more questions and make sure to check all the links, right, which I have told. Okay. It will be good for you. Okay. DSA, see that will be in the DSA program, right? I don't have that much knowledge about the DSA Java program. Okay. So yeah. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the sessions, right? I hope you are able to learn few extra things, and it was great meeting all. Have a very good evening. Okay. And if you have any doubt, you can just ping on this Telegram, right? I guess can you do advanced Java C? I'm not sure about that, but yeah, there'll be obviously the expert tutors, right, for the advanced Java. Don't worry. Okay, there'll be expert tutors for the advanced Java. Okay, so you'll be getting like a lot of good knowledge, and you'll be solving a lot of questions. Okay, that will be important for your development and your interview. Okay. I'm not sure. There must be some advanced bootcamp on advanced Java. Okay. There'll be so. Okay, so any doubt earlier you can ask, or make sure to mark the attendance, right? And please like the video. Okay, like the session, and share with your friends, right? Okay, guys. Then I hope it was lovely meeting you all. Good evening. Bye bye.
Hey, hi everyone. So my name is Sai Kiran and I'm the founder and CEO of LetsUpgrade, and I'm having some amazing news for every one of you. LetsUpgrade, in collaboration with IT and Skills University, is launching the first B.Tech CSE program that we love to share with you all guys. 6 features. Number 1, 100% job guarantee to all the students joining this particular program with minimum 8 LPA. Number 2, 1 year paid internship in product/MNC companies. Number 3, taught by real developers working in the industry in top companies. Number 4, amazing campus, a campus which is like we work in Mumbai that we are building for you all guys. Number 5, build lots of projects which are like real world applications, highly scalable applications from Hotstar to Zoom to your own Zomato. Number 6, you are gonna love the community collaborations that we guys have done. We are collaborating with 13 plus tech communities to give you the same environment what IITs and NITs have. Meet lots of industry people, participate in hackathons and meetups to understand what is running in the industry. That's what these are the 6 features which we have. You can check out the program on our website, that is isu.ac.in. Check out B.Tech there, you will find it. That's it guys, bye bye.